Hey Gemini, welcome back to this space. I am so glad you are here because what I am about to share with you today is something really special. This reading is going to dive deep into your love story, and I mean deep. We are talking about the kind of reading where every single card that comes through has layers upon layers of meaning specifically for you. This is not one of those generic readings where you kind of have to squint and tilt your head to make it fit your situation. No, this is ultra personalized. And I have a feeling you are going to recognize yourself in every single thing I say today. Before we get into the cards, I just want you to take a moment and really ground yourself in this energy. Your love story is not something that just happens to you, Gemini. It is something you are actively creating, even when you do not realize it. And the universe has so much to say about where you are heading. So grab your coffee or your tea, get comfortable, and let me walk you through what the cards are revealing about your romantic journey. All right. So I am shuffling the deck right now, and I am asking the universe to show me the most important messages about your love story. What does Gemini need to know? What is coming? What energy are they carrying? And honestly, the moment I started shuffling, I could feel this really interesting energy. It is like there is movement happening, but also some hesitation. Like you are standing at the edge of something significant, but there is this part of you that is still processing past experiences. Does that resonate? Because the cards are about to explain exactly what I am picking up on. The first card I pulled for you is the Six of Swords. And Gemini, this is such a powerful card to start with. The Six of Swords is all about transition, about moving away from troubled waters toward calmer seas. When I see this card in a love reading, it tells me that you have been through something. Maybe it was a difficult relationship, maybe it was a period of confusion about what you actually want in love, or maybe it was just a time where you felt emotionally exhausted by the whole dating scene. Whatever it was, this card is saying that you are moving past it now. You are in the process of leaving behind old patterns, old hurts, old ways of thinking about love that just do not serve you anymore. What I find really interesting about the Six of Swords is that it is not a dramatic card. It is not like the Tower where everything explodes and changes overnight. The Six of Swords is quieter than that. It is a gentle but deliberate movement. It is you making a conscious choice to move towards something better. And here's the thing, Gemini. This transition might feel slow to you right now. You might be looking around thinking nothing is really happening, wondering when your love life is going to finally shift. But trust me, the shift is already happening. You are already on that boat moving toward calmer waters. The fact that you are even here watching this reading shows that you are seeking clarity and guidance, which means you are actively participating in your own evolution. The Six of Swords also tells me that you are becoming clearer about what you want. There was probably a time not too long ago where you felt confused, where you were attracted to people who were not right for you, or where you kept repeating the same patterns. But now there is this growing sense of clarity. You are starting to understand what you actually need from a partner, what kind of love story you want to write for yourself. And that clarity is what is going to guide you toward the right person. Because here is the truth. You cannot attract the right relationship when you are unclear about what you want. The universe needs you to get specific, and you are finally doing that work. I also want to mention that the Six of Swords can indicate that you might be physically or emotionally distancing yourself from certain people or situations. Maybe you have been pulling back from someone who was not treating you right. Maybe you have been spending less time in environments that drain you. Whatever it is, this card is validating that choice. You are protecting your energy, and that is so important. Your love story cannot unfold the way it is meant to if you are constantly giving your energy to the wrong places. Now, the second card I pulled is the Eight of Swords. And okay, this is really interesting because it is kind of playing off that first card. The Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, feeling like you have limited options, feeling stuck. And Gemini, I think what is happening here is that even though you are moving toward better things with the Six of Swords, there is still a part of you that feels restricted. Maybe you have these beliefs about love that are keeping you small. Maybe you are telling yourself stories like, all the good ones are taken, or I am too picky, or love is just hard. These are the mental prisons that the Eight of Swords represents. Here is what I am seeing, though. The person in the Eight of Swords is blindfolded, and they are surrounded by swords that look like they are trapping them. But here's the thing. They could literally just take the blindfold off and walk away. The restrictions are not as real as they seem. And I think that is a huge message for you right now. You have more freedom in your love life than you think you do. You have more options than you are currently seeing. But you have to be willing to remove the blindfold, which means you have to be willing to challenge those limiting beliefs. Let me give you an example. Maybe you have been telling yourself that you need to have everything figured out before you can be in a relationship. Maybe you think you need to be at a certain point in your career, or at a certain weight, or at a certain level of emotional healing. And while it is great to work on yourself, sometimes that can become an excuse to keep yourself stuck. The Eight of Swords is asking you, what are you afraid of? What is the real reason you are holding yourself back? Because I guarantee you, it is not actually about your job or your body or whatever external thing you are focusing on. It is about a deeper fear. Maybe a fear of vulnerability. Maybe a fear of being hurt again. Maybe a fear that you are not actually worthy of the love you want. The beautiful thing about the Eight of Swords showing up is that it is bringing these patterns to your conscious awareness. You cannot change what you cannot see. So now that you are seeing these self-imposed limitations, you can start to dismantle them. And that is going to be a huge part of your love story, Gemini. It is not just about meeting the right person. It is about becoming the version of yourself who is ready to receive that person. It is about clearing away all the mental clutter that has been keeping you playing small in love. The third card is the King of Cups. And oh my goodness, Gemini, this is where things start to get really good. The King of Cups is one of my favorite cards to see in a love reading because it represents emotional maturity, depth, and stability. This is someone who has done their inner work. This is someone who is not afraid of feelings, who can hold space for emotional intimacy, who brings a sense of calm to the relationship. And I am seeing this card as either the person you are going to attract or the energy you are stepping into yourself, or honestly, probably both. If we are talking about this as a person coming into your life, the King of Cups is telling me that you are going to meet someone who is genuinely emotionally available. I know that might sound basic, but Gemini, think about how rare that actually is. Think about how many people you have encountered who say they want a relationship, but then cannot actually show up emotionally. The King of Cups is different. This person knows themselves. They have done therapy or deep personal work. They are not running from their emotions. They can have those deep conversations at 2 a.m. where you really connect on a soul level. What I love about the King of Cups is that this energy is also incredibly nurturing. This person or this energy you are embodying knows how to make someone feel safe. There is a warmth here, a genuine care. This is not someone who plays games or keeps their cards close to their chest. The King of Cups is open-hearted but boundaried, which is such an important combination. They can be vulnerable without being codependent. They can be caring without being a doormat. This is mature, evolved love energy. Now, if we are talking about this as energy you are stepping into, I think the King of Cups is showing you that your own emotional intelligence is leveling up. You are becoming someone who can navigate relationships with more wisdom and grace. You are learning how to communicate your needs without being defensive. You are learning how to hold space for someone else's emotions without taking them on as your own. You are becoming the kind of partner who can handle conflict in a healthy way, who does not shut down when things get difficult. And that is incredibly attractive energy, Gemini. When you are grounded in your emotional maturity, you naturally attract people who are at that same level. The King of Cups is also associated with creativity and intuition, which makes sense for you as a Gemini because you are naturally intuitive, even if you do not always trust it. This card is encouraging you to listen to your gut when it comes to love. If something feels off about someone, it probably is. If something feels right, do not talk yourself out of it just because it does not fit into your logical plans. Your intuition is going to be a major guide in your love story. All right, the fourth card is the Six of Cups. And this one always brings such a sweet, nostalgic energy. The Six of Cups is about innocence, about pure love, about connections that feel familiar and comfortable. Now, this card can show up in a few different ways. Sometimes it literally means reconnecting with someone from your past, like an ex or an old friend where there was always some unspoken chemistry. But more often, I see the Six of Cups as representing the quality of the connection you are moving toward. This is going to be a love that feels easy and natural, like you have known this person forever. I think the Six of Cups is also reminding you of what love felt like before you got jaded by bad experiences. Remember when you were younger and love felt possible and exciting? Before you learned to be cynical, before you built up all those walls? The Six of Cups is inviting you to reconnect with that part of yourself. It is not about being naive or ignoring red flags. It is about allowing yourself to be hopeful again, to be open again, to believe that good things can happen in love. There is also this energy with the Six of Cups of playfulness and joy. Your love story is not going to be heavy and serious all the time, Gemini. There is going to be laughter. There is going to be fun. There is going to be this sense of lightness that you might not have experienced in previous relationships. I think you are going to be surprised by how easy it feels when it is right. You have probably been in situations where everything felt like hard work, where you were constantly trying to make something work that just was not working. The Six of Cups is saying it does not have to be that hard. Real love has challenges, sure, but the foundation should feel good. It should feel like home. Some people interpret the Six of Cups as indicating that you might meet someone through a familiar context. Maybe someone you went to school with, or someone in your hometown, or someone connected to your past in some way. I do not want to be too literal with that interpretation, but it is worth keeping in mind. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes the person we are meant to be with has been in our orbit all along. We just were not ready to see them yet. The fifth card is the Nine of Cups, and Gemini. When I tell you this is the wish fulfillment card, I mean it. The Nine of Cups is literally called the wish card in tarot. This is about getting what you want, about your desires manifesting, about emotional satisfaction and happiness. When this card shows up in a love reading, it is telling me that your romantic wishes are going to come true. Now, that does not mean it is going to happen exactly the way you think it will, because the universe is creative and loves to surprise us. But the essence of what you want, the feeling you are seeking, that is absolutely coming your way. What I find so beautiful about the Nine of Cups is that it is also about self-satisfaction. This person in the card is sitting there with their arms crossed, looking completely content. They are not desperately seeking anything outside of themselves. And I think that is a really important message for you right now. The best relationships happen when you are already feeling good about your life, when you are not looking for someone to complete you, but rather to complement you. The Nine of Cups is saying, focus on filling your own cup first. Do the things that make you happy. Build a life that you love. Because when you are radiating that energy of contentment and fulfillment, you become a magnet for the right person. I also see the Nine of Cups as confirmation that you are on the right path. All those things you have been working on, all the healing you have been doing, all the ways you have been trying to grow and evolve, it is paying off. The universe sees your effort, and you are being rewarded for it. Your love story is going to reflect all the inner work you have done. You are not going to repeat old patterns. You are not going to settle for less than you deserve. You are moving into a completely new chapter, and it is going to exceed your expectations. The Nine of Cups also has this energy of celebration and gratitude. When love does come into your life, really allow yourself to enjoy it. Do not immediately start worrying about what could go wrong or when the other shoe is going to drop. Let yourself be happy. Let yourself receive good things. You deserve this, Gemini. You really, really do. Card number 6 is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is such a grounded, tangible energy to bring into your love reading. The Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings in the material realm, about things that are real and solid and sustainable. When I see this card in the context of love, it tells me that the relationship you are moving toward is not going to be some fleeting, unstable thing. This is going to be something real, something you can build on, something with long-term potential. The Ace of Pentacles also represents opportunity, and I think there is going to be a clear opportunity presenting itself to you in the love department. This is not going to be ambiguous or confusing. You are going to know. There is going to be someone who shows up and makes their interest clear, who is ready to invest in getting to know you, who wants to build something substantial with you. And your job is going to be to recognize that opportunity and be willing to explore it, even if it feels a little scary or unfamiliar. What I love about the Ace of Pentacles is that it is so practical. This is not about fairy tale romance where everything is perfect and magical all the time. This is about two people who are willing to do the work of building a relationship together. It is about shared values, about being on the same page about important things like commitment and future plans. It is about creating something that feels secure and stable. And I know that might not sound as exciting as passionate whirlwind romance, but Gemini, I think you are ready for something real now. You have had your share of excitement that led nowhere. The Ace of Pentacles is offering you substance. The Ace of Pentacles can also indicate that this relationship might have a practical dimension to it. Maybe you meet through work, or maybe this person is someone who is professionally successful and stable. Maybe there is a shared business interest or creative project that brings you together. The point is, this connection is going to make sense on multiple levels. It is not just going to be about chemistry, although that will definitely be there too. It is going to be about compatibility in the real world. The seventh card is the Hanged Man. And okay, this is where things get interesting, because the Hanged Man is all about pause, about surrender, about seeing things from a completely different perspective. When this card shows up in a love reading, it usually indicates that there is going to be a period where you need to let go of control and trust the process. And I know that is hard for you, Gemini, because your mind wants to analyze everything and figure everything out. But the Hanged Man is saying you cannot think your way into love. You have to feel your way into it. The Hanged Man often appears when we are being asked to wait for something, and I know waiting is not fun. But this is not a passive wait. This is an active surrender. It is about using this time to shift your perspective, to release old ideas about how love should look, to become more flexible in your approach. Maybe you have had this very specific picture in your mind of what your ideal partner looks like, or how you are going to meet them. The Hanged Man is asking, what if it happens differently? What if the universe has something even better in mind that you could not have imagined? I also see the Hanged Man as indicating a period of spiritual growth within your love journey. You are learning to trust divine timing. You are learning that you do not have to force things or make things happen. You are learning that sometimes the best thing you can do is get out of your own way. And this is going to serve you so well, not just in love, but in every area of your life. When you stop resisting and start allowing, everything flows so much more easily. The Hanged Man can also suggest that you might need to sacrifice something in order to make room for love. Maybe it is a commitment to being perpetually busy so you do not have to deal with emotional intimacy. Maybe it is an attachment to a certain lifestyle that does not actually support partnership. Maybe it is just your need to always be in control. Whatever it is, there is something you are being asked to release. And I promise you, what you gain will be so much more valuable than what you are giving up. The eighth card is the Ace of Cups. And Gemini, this is the love card. The Ace of Cups represents a new beginning in love, an opening of the heart, an overflowing of emotion. This is pure unconditional love energy flowing into your life. When the Ace of Cups appears, it is telling me that you are about to experience a profound emotional opening. This could be falling in love with someone new, or it could be a deepening of an existing connection. But either way, your heart is about to expand in ways you did not know were possible. What makes the Ace of Cups so special is that it is about giving and receiving love in equal measure. This is not going to be a one-sided dynamic where you are doing all the emotional labor. This is going to be reciprocal. You are going to feel seen, heard, valued, cherished. And you are going to be able to offer those same things to your person without depleting yourself. It is that balanced exchange of love that makes relationships truly fulfilling. The Ace of Cups also represents creativity and spiritual connection. I think your love story is going to have a really beautiful creative or spiritual dimension to it. Maybe you and this person will inspire each other's creative projects. Maybe you will have deep conversations about meaning and purpose. Maybe you will explore spiritual practices together. Whatever form it takes, this relationship is going to feed your soul, not just your ego or your physical needs. I want you to pay attention to your intuition when the Ace of Cups energy shows up in your life. You are going to feel it. There is going to be this sense of recognition, this feeling of, oh, this is different. Your heart is going to respond before your mind can catch up. And I want you to trust that, even if it feels vulnerable or scary. The Ace of Cups is asking you to be brave enough to open your heart fully, to risk being hurt again, because the alternative is staying closed off and missing out on something incredible. The ninth card is Strength. And wow, Gemini, the universe really wants you to know how powerful you are. Strength is about inner resilience, about courage, about the ability to face challenges with grace. When this card appears in a love reading, it tells me that you have everything you need within you to create the love story you want. You do not need to be anyone other than who you are. You do not need to change yourself to be worthy of love. You just need to own your power and your worth. Strength also indicates that your love story might require some courage. Maybe it means being the first one to say I love you. Maybe it means having a difficult conversation about what you need. Maybe it means standing up for the relationship when others doubt it. Whatever form it takes, you are going to need to tap into your inner strength. And the good news is, you have plenty of it. You have been through things that would have broken other people, and you are still here, still hopeful, still open to love. That is incredible strength. I also see strength as indicating that you are learning how to approach love with more patience and compassion, both for yourself and for others. You are not going to be perfect in this relationship, and neither is your person, and that is okay. Strength teaches us that real love is not about perfection. It is about showing up consistently, about being gentle with each other's flaws, about choosing each other even when things are hard. You are developing the emotional maturity to handle a real adult relationship, and that is going to make all the difference. The Strength card also has this beautiful energy of taming the wild beast, which in the context of love means integrating your primal desires with your higher self. You can be passionate and grounded. You can be vulnerable and strong. You can be independent and committed. These things are not mutually exclusive, and you are learning how to hold all of these aspects of yourself at once. The 10th and final card is the World. And Gemini, I cannot think of a better card to end on. The World represents completion, fulfillment, achievement. It is the last card in the major arcana, and it signifies reaching a state of wholeness. When the World appears in a love reading, it tells me that you are coming full circle. All the lessons you have learned, all the growth you have experienced, all the healing you have done, it has all been leading you to this point. You are ready for the love you have been dreaming of, and it is ready for you. The World also indicates that your love story is going to feel complete in a way that your previous relationships did not. You know that feeling when something is missing, even if you cannot quite put your finger on what it is? The World is saying that is not going to be an issue here. This relationship is going to feel whole. It is going to satisfy you on multiple levels: emotionally, physically, intellectually, spiritually. You are not going to be left wanting. I also see the World as representing a sense of freedom within partnership. You are not going to lose yourself in this relationship. You are going to be able to maintain your independence, your friendships, your individual pursuits, and that is going to make the relationship even stronger. This person is not going to try to cage you or control you. They are going to celebrate who you are and encourage you to be your fullest self. And you are going to do the same for them. The World can also indicate that this love story might have an international dimension or involve travel in some way. Maybe you meet someone from a different cultural background. Maybe you travel together and have incredible adventures. Maybe the relationship itself feels like a journey of exploration and discovery. Whatever form it takes, there is this sense of expansion and possibility. So Gemini, let me just bring all of these cards together for you. Your love story is unfolding in the most beautiful way. You are transitioning out of old patterns with the Six of Swords. You are releasing limiting beliefs with the Eight of Swords. You are attracting emotionally mature love with the King of Cups. You are reconnecting with innocence and joy with the Six of Cups. Your wishes are being fulfilled with the Nine of Cups. You are building something real and sustainable with the Ace of Pentacles. You are learning to surrender and trust with the Hanged Man. Your heart is opening to new love with the Ace of Cups. You are stepping into your power with strength. And you are reaching a state of completion and wholeness with the World. This reading has shown me that your love story is not just about finding the right person. It is about becoming the right person. It is about healing and growing and evolving into someone who is ready for the kind of love you truly deserve. And you are doing that work, Gemini. You really are. I want you to trust the timing of your love story. I know it might feel like it is taking forever, but everything is happening exactly when it needs to happen. The universe is preparing you for something really special, and you are going to be so grateful for all of this preparation when you finally meet your person. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you some clarity about your love journey. If it did, I would love to hear about it in the comments. And remember, you are so worthy of the love you desire. Do not ever forget that.